Maplewood House. A name that echoes through the annals of local folklore, whispered in hushed tones and fearful glances. Just saying its name sends shivers down your spine. It's not just a house, it's a living, breathing entity of dread. It stands alone on a hill overlooking Willow Creek, a looming reminder of the darkness that lives within its walls. The mansion's silhouette against the stormy sky is a constant, ominous presence, casting long shadows that seem to reach out and touch the very soul of the town. This isn't your average haunted house story, this is real evil, the kind that seeps into your bones and lingers in your nightmares. The broken windows and overgrown garden are just the surface. The true horror lies within. I've been investigating the paranormal for years, and few places give me the creeps like Maplewood. The air inside is thick with a palpable sense of dread, and every creak of the floorboards feels like a whisper from the other side. It's a place where the veil between our world and the spirit world is thin, almost non-existent. Ghostly figures have been seen wandering its halls, and an ethereal mist often fills the rooms, making it hard to distinguish reality from the supernatural. People in Willow Creek know this. They avoid the house. They walk quickly past it, eyes averted as if acknowledging its presence might draw its malevolent attention. They avoid talking about it. They know the stories, tales of those who dared to enter and never returned, or came back changed, haunted by what they had seen. The locals share these ghost stories by candlelight, their faces illuminated by the flickering flames, each tale more chilling than the last. The history of Maplewood House is filled with mysterious disappearances and unexplained events. Old newspaper clippings tell of families who moved in, only to vanish without a trace. Headlines scream of strange lights and eerie sounds emanating from the mansion. In my research, I came across an old journal, dusty and forgotten, filled with handwritten notes and sketches of ghostly apparitions. The entries spoke of a malevolent force that seemed to grow stronger with each passing year. Seances have been held in an attempt to communicate with whatever resides within those walls. Candles flicker, and the air grows cold as the presence makes itself known, but the answers are never clear, only adding to the house's mystique and terror. Families who once lived there left behind more than just their belongings. They left behind memories, photographs with blurred faces, and children's drawings of ghostly figures that haunted their dreams. And yet, despite all the warnings, the house still draws people in. A lone figure stands at the edge of the property, looking up at the mansion, as if compelled by an unseen force. The wind rustles through the trees, carrying with it the whispers of the past. As dusk falls, the mansion takes on an even more sinister appearance. Lights flicker in the windows, casting an eerie glow that seems to pulse with a life of its own. It's as if the house is waiting, biding its time, ready to claim its next victim. The door creaks open, and darkness beckons. Those who dare to enter do so at their own peril, for Maplewood House is not just a place, it's a living nightmare, a shadow that looms over Willow Creek, forever entwined with the town's fate. Willow Creek is a small town, everybody knows everybody, or at least they did. The silence surrounding Maplewood House hangs over the town like a shroud. Old man Hemlock at the corner store told me stories, whispers of families torn apart, driven mad by the house, unexplained deaths, disappearances. He said the land itself was cursed. He wouldn't even look at the house when he spoke. The Harpers were the last family to live in Maplewood. Young couple, 2 little girls. They moved in with smiles, excited to restore the old house to its former glory. 6 months later, they were gone, vanished without a trace. No goodbye notes, no packed bags, no signs of struggle. The police investigation turned up nothing, except for one thing. Their family dog, Buster, was found whimpering in the house, terrified. He never recovered. That's where we come in. We are the ones who step into the shadows, who venture into the places that send shivers down the spine of even the bravest souls. Our mission is to uncover the truth, to shine a light on the mysteries that lurk in the dark corners of the world. My team and I, we go to places others fear to tread. We are driven by curiosity, by a need to understand the unknown. Each location we visit has its own story, its own secrets waiting to be uncovered. We prepare meticulously, ensuring we have the right equipment and mindset to face whatever we might encounter. We face the unknown, confront the darkness. It's not just about the thrill, it's about seeking answers, about connecting with the past. Every creak, every whisper, every shadow could be a clue, a piece of the puzzle that helps us understand the paranormal. Maplewood was calling to us. This place had a reputation, a history of unexplained events that drew us in. The stories of the Harper family, their tragic fate, and the lingering presence that many claimed to feel. It was all too compelling to ignore. We had to know what happened to the Harpers. Their story was shrouded in mystery, with rumors of hauntings and strange occurrences that had persisted for decades. We wanted to uncover the truth, to give voice to the spirits that might still be lingering in that old house. We arrived on Halloween night. The timing felt significant, as if the veil between the living and the dead was thinner, allowing us a better chance to connect with whatever entities might be present. The atmosphere was electric, charged with the energy of the unknown. The air was thick with anticipation, with dread. Every step we took towards the house felt heavy, as if we were walking through a dense fog of emotions and memories. The closer we got, the more palpable the tension became. You could feel the energy of the place, oppressive and heavy. It was as if the house itself was alive, watching us, waiting for us to make our move. The walls seemed to whisper secrets, the floors creaked under the weight of unseen footsteps. Even the cameramen were uneasy. These were seasoned professionals, used to filming in challenging environments, but this place was different. The fear was tangible, seeping into our bones and making every hair on our bodies stand on end. We were ready to face whatever waited inside. Armed with our equipment and our resolve, we stepped into the darkness, prepared to confront the unknown. This was our calling, our purpose, to seek out the truth, no matter how terrifying it might be. Section 5, First Night, First Fears. The first night in Maplewood was the most terrifying experience of my life. We set up our equipment, EMF readers, thermal cameras, everything we needed to document the paranormal. The house was freezing, even with the generators running. We heard noises, footsteps creaking on the stairs, whispers in the dark. Then the shadows started moving. They weren't our shadows. They had minds of their own. Section 6. The Attic's Secret. The attic was the most disturbing room in the house. We found old journals, children's toys, and strange symbols drawn on the walls. The air was thick with a palpable sense of despair. The journals belonged to the previous occupants, each filled with chilling accounts of hauntings, of being watched, of an unseen force driving them to madness. It was like reading their descent into hell, and we were next. Section 7. Whispers in the Dark. We started hearing voices, children laughing, a woman sobbing, a man's voice deep and guttural, filled with rage. The EMF readers spiked, the cameras malfunctioned. It was like the house itself was alive, feeding off our fear, our curiosity. We were in too deep, but turning back wasn't an option. Not anymore. We had to find the truth. Section 8. The Ritual Revealed. In the heart of the old Maplewood mansion, a place long abandoned and shrouded in mystery, we embarked on a journey that would uncover secrets buried deep within its walls. The mansion, with its creaking floors and whispering winds, held a story that had been forgotten by time. Deep in the basement, hidden behind a false wall, we found it. A door that had been concealed for centuries, its wood rotting and hinges rusted, yet it stood as a silent guardian to the secrets it held. The air grew colder as we approached, a chill that seemed to seep into our very bones. A secret chamber, filled with candles, bones, and the remnants of a dark ritual. The flickering candlelight cast eerie shadows on the walls, dancing with the spirits of the past. Bones, arranged in intricate patterns, told tales of sacrifices made in the name of dark powers. An altar, stained with blood, stood at the center, a testament to the horrors that had taken place here. The air was thick with the stench of death and decay. It was as if the very essence of the room had absorbed the malevolence of the rituals performed within its confines. The walls seemed to whisper, carrying the echoes of chants long forgotten, and the floor creaked under the weight of unseen footsteps. The journals spoke of a family that had lived in Maplewood centuries ago, practitioners of dark magic, who had summoned something evil into this world, something that never left. The pages, yellowed with age, detailed the family's descent into madness as they delved deeper into forbidden knowledge. They had sought power, but what they found was a curse that would haunt them for generations. We had stumbled upon its lair, a place where the boundaries between our world and the supernatural had been blurred. The lair was a nexus of dark energy, a place where the veil between the living and the dead was thin. As we stood there, we could feel the presence of something ancient and malevolent, watching us from the shadows, waiting for the right moment to strike. Section 9. Trapped. As soon as we entered the chamber, the house came alive. Doors slammed shut, trapping us inside. The temperature plummeted, our breath forming clouds in the freezing air. The shadows coalesced, forming grotesque figures with glowing eyes. The voices grew louder, angrier, a chorus of tormented souls hungry for vengeance. We were trapped with something evil. Section 10. Escape. Panic set in. We had to get out, escape the house before it consumed us. We fought our way through the darkness, the air thick with the feeling of unseen hands pulling at us. We finally reached the front door, but it wouldn't budge. It was like the house itself was holding it shut. With a final desperate push, we broke free, stumbling out into the night. We left everything behind. Section 11. Unsettled. We barely made it out of Maplewood alive. We saw things that night, things that defy explanation. The house still stands, a testament to the darkness that festers within. The spirits of Maplewood are still trapped, their cries for help echoing in the night. We may have escaped, but we'll never forget the horrors we witnessed. Some places are best left undisturbed.